If your homemade bread feels heavy, dense, or hard instead of light and airy, you are definitely not alone. When I was first learning how to bake bread at home, often the most frustrating part was slicing into my loaf after hours of waiting, only to see a dense, heavy, chewy loaf. So in this video, I'm going to show you the number one reason homemade bread turns dense, how to recognize it, and exactly what to do differently for softer, more open bread. Because sometimes one small change is all it takes to completely transform your bread. Hi there, baking besties. Welcome back to Humbly Homemade, where we make bread baking feel approachable with science-backed tips. And one of the most common questions I hear from home bakers is, why is my bread so dense? And honestly, there can be multiple causes, but there's one main issue that I see over and over again. Most dense bread actually comes from underproofed dough. And once you start to understand what the heck that even means, bread baking starts to make so much more sense. So let's get into it. What exactly is underproofed dough or underproofing? Underproofed dough simply means it hasn't fermented long enough before baking. That means that the yeast hasn't produced enough gas yet, the gluten structure hasn't fully expanded, and the dough hasn't developed enough air inside. You can tell if your dough is underproofed if your loaf bakes up with a dense crumb so it feels heavy and compact, a tight structure so it has very small air pockets, and poor oven spring, meaning it didn't rise as much as you thought it would in the oven, so it probably comes out flat. I'm a visual learner, so for a visual example of what underproofed dough looks like, we're gonna make it. This dough has been rising. I'm gonna shape it, let it proof for just like 10 minutes when it's usually supposed to proof for 30 minutes or longer. We're gonna pop it in the oven and see what happens. So why does our dough end up underproofed some of the time? Well, one of the biggest reasons underproofing happens is because you might be relying too much on watching the clock instead of watching the dough itself. You'll often see recipes say things like, let rise for 1 hour. But there are so many variables that affect our dough. You see, artisan bread dough contains yeast, whether you're using fresh yeast, dry yeast, or sourdough. So it's alive. And that means it's greatly affected by temperature. A dough in a warm kitchen may proof much faster than dough in a cold kitchen. And even a few degrees can make a huge difference, whether that's a change in the season, like baking in the summer versus winter, or letting your dough proof on the counter versus in the oven with the light on. So here's a little secret. If your dough hasn't actually expanded enough, even if the recipe says the time is done, your bread may still be underproofed and you need to let it rise or proof, that second rise called proofing, a little bit longer. All right, now let's do a visual comparison. This loaf was baked before the dough had enough time to properly proof. If you could feel it, it's heavy. This one, on the other hand, feels a lot lighter. And you can see the difference here in their size. This one that was underproofed is smaller, and this one that was properly proofed is bigger. Now for the real test, let's cut into these. So this is our loaf that was baked before it had enough time to properly proof. As you can see, it has a tighter crumb, less oven spring, and a heavier texture. This properly proofed loaf had a better rise. You can see a lot more air pockets within the dough, and so it has a much lighter texture and it's not gonna feel heavy or dense. So instead of only focusing on time, here are a few signs to watch out for to make sure your dough is properly proofed and ready for the next step of your recipe. First, we want to look for a visible expansion or an increase in size. Now, most doughs should increase noticeably in size. During bulk fermentation or the dough's first rise, it's usually going to double. And then during the second rise or proofing stage, it's going to puff up. It probably won't double in size again, but it should definitely look bigger. Second, you want to use the spring test or poke test. When you gently press the dough, if it springs back immediately, it probably needs more time. However, if it slowly fills back about halfway into its original shape after 2 to 3 seconds and leaves a little bit of an indentation, that usually means it's ready to be baked. The third test is also aligned with that spring or poke test, but instead of looking at how fast it fills in to look at its elasticity and therefore its gluten structure, we actually want to take a feel for the texture. That's because properly proofed dough usually feels lighter, puffy, a little more airy, and has some give to it. If it's underproofed, it's probably going to feel really tight and dense when you do poke it. Now, underproofing is the most common issue when it comes to dense bread, but there are a few other things that can contribute, so I think they're worth mentioning as we troubleshoot your dough. These include too much flour. This can be especially prevalent if, as you're kneading your dough and it feels kind of sticky and you keep dumping on flour, that's gonna really mess with the structure of your dough. So if you want some tips on how to handle sticky dough, be sure to watch my video all about that next. The second reason is a weak gluten structure or weak gluten development, and that can happen from under kneading your dough or some other reasons, which we can go into in another video. Let me know down in the comments below if you're interested in that. The third reason is old yeast. If you're using dry or fresh yeast and it's expired, that obviously is not going to help your dough rise properly, so it's going to bake up really dense. Or if you're using sourdough and it's not really active and bubbly, but it's really tired or even has that, crazy smelling hooch on it, it's not going to work with your dough in order to ferment and make it rise and bake up airy. Fourth is low hydration, which actually ties into the first reason. If you don't have enough water or hydration in your dough, then you're going to have too much or an excess amount of flour compared to the water, and so it's going to make your crumb really tight. Finally, the fifth reason could be overhandled dough. If you happen to over knead it, or if you're just handling it too much after it got that beautiful amount of rising and proofing and you knock all that air out right before it hits the oven, then it's not going to bake up nice and light. So, our final takeaway, if your bread keeps turning out dense, don't immediately assume you're bad at bread baking. A lot of times, your dough simply just needs a little more time. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's your biggest baking challenge that you've had with homemade bread? Leave a comment down below, and I may even make a future troubleshooting video about it. And if you enjoy approachable artisan bread baking tips and science-backed recipes, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Happy baking!